Dr. John Thomas in studio with us. How are you, sir?
Doing good, Chad. It's been a while I've been here. Glad to be back.
Yeah, good to see you. Of course, you're in studio today to talk about Operation Hope and the big banquet that's going to be happening very soon. But first, tell folks about Operation Hope for those who haven't heard about it.
Well, I was listening to your people approaching the cockpit, and I fly a lot, especially international. I'm eyeing people to make sure, okay, who looks suspicious, at when do I have to be ready? And Operation Hope, we founded in 98. And we've been doing medical mission work and community-based mission around the world. I was in Iraq 5 times last year. And in August, ISIS was 8 miles from where I was at.
Wow.
And in November, we were asked to go back and take care of a lot of the casualties caused by ISIS to the military. So we're being trauma surgeon mass unit doctors. But Operation Hope's main purpose is to be the hand and feet of Christ. And we're not there to convince anybody I need another Christian to be followers of Christ. I just want them to see the love of Christ and see what we as America stand for and what we America do, because we're founded on Judeo-Christian values.
Well, it's a great organization. You've done a lot of great work, and the doctors who go with you, because you take a team with you when you go. They all do just a lot of great work.
That's correct. And like in Haiti, we feed 1,500 kids a day, and all we ask them is to go to school. We pay for the teachers, the books, the uniform, and about a year now we've been involved with Snack Pack, where there are a lot of kids that go hungry on weekends, and so we have 160 kids right now through our system where the school decides. We have nothing to do with it. I don't believe that, my job is to reinvent the wheel, and we just ride shotgun with a lot of other operations in town and around the world.
You brought up earlier you were 8 miles away from where ISIS was, and then you went to Iraq 8 times last year. You were asked back after ISIS had gone through probably near the area that you were at. Do you ever stand back and go, I don't know, that part's too dangerous. That area's too dangerous to go to?
If that's how we are perceived as a country, then we wouldn't have gone to Normandy. We are the country that believes that being the beacon of the light, being the leader. And I have today the relationship to talk to high-level diplomats from the Middle Eastern countries. And, we're telling that, why don't Saudi Arabia step up and go do it? But that country is a shell country of military. So if Saudi Arabia goes and fails, there's extensive resistance in that kingdom that'll be overthrown immediately. Mm-hmm. And so I don't fear. I have a 5-year-old boy. I'm married, and so I don't want my wife to be a widow or my son to be fatherless. But I believe that God has called us to be the light on the hill. As Reagan said it the best, if we are the world we claim to be, let our actions show. And so that's what I believe as a leader and the founder of Operation Hope. And my chairman of the board goes with me to places, and we believe that we should go do things and impact people where they're at rather than worried about my safety.
Visiting with Dr. John Thomas, Operation Hope, the banquet coming up soon. Give us some details of about the banquet, but also you've got a great speaker coming in.
Absolutely. This will be a 9th annual banquet for Operation Hope. This is a main fundraiser that raises money for all the stuff we do, and none of the money is used in the Middle East, because that's purely donations. Everybody that pays their own way to go there. And this year's banquet is bigger because we have a BMW that'll be raffled off. Thank you for Alderson. And we have a 2.1 carat diamond that's going to be live auctioned off. And we have some AR-15s that are going to be live auctioned off. And 9 years ago, we had 30 people at this banquet. Last year, we had 650 people at this banquet. And this year's speaker is Ben Carson. And Dr. Ben Carson, world-renowned neurosurgeon. And I think he was here last weekend or so. And he's going to come back for us because I like what he stands for. And his mom needs to get some kind of Nobel Prize, because a single mother in the mid-40s to raised 2 boys in Detroit, Michigan, choose not to take welfare and say, but boys are my responsibility. One became a neurosurgeon, well-renowned at Johns Hopkins, and another one's like either a geophysicist or but has higher education.
Right. Yeah, it's a great story, and those who have heard Dr. Ben Carson speak, he's a great speaker, and he can really relate to everyone who's in the audience and really get a message across to everyone. So it's always a treat to hear him speak.
He doesn't make the smart people feel like he's dumbing it down. He doesn't make the dumb people feel like he's too smart for me. And he's able to come. And first time I heard him speak, I was mesmerized by his speech at the National Prayer Breakfast in 2013. Mm-hmm. And I don't get engaged, and I was impressed by how articulate he was, how, dissection he would do of his speech and relate. Like, something he mentioned, like we have 17 trillion debt back then. He said if you were to count one number per second, it would take us 500,000 years to count the money we owe. And he looked at the President Obama, said, Mr. President, we do have a problem. And so he articulates well. So I think it's a great mechanism for us to have him talk.
Operation Hope Banquet, the 9th annual Operation Hope Banquet, coming up March 28th. How can people get tickets?
Well, the tickets are very limited, so you can go on OperationHopeUSA.org, or you could call 806-793-4673, and they can be ticket bought through that number, or go on the webpage, OperationHopeUSA.org. All
right, and you brought in some two special giveaways here.
Absolutely, because I want people, and you don't have to be present there to win this raffle ticket. And again, I want to thank Alderson Group for making a commitment to donate a brand new 3 Series BMW, almost fully loaded, and it's black on black. And so I wanted to come by and let you decide who the winner's going to be, or do they do a mud fight, or do they do,
Well, we'll get some people registered, and then I think it's a great prize. Obviously, great car. BMW 3 Series is fantastic. Also, it goes to a great cause as well. Operation Hope. Again, the banquet coming up on March 28th. Dr. John Thomas, appreciate you coming in. Tell folks one more time how they can find more information on what you guys are doing at Operation Hope.
They can. We're always looking for volunteers to go to countries like Haiti and other parts of South America. But in Iraq, we purely take physicians and because of protection. But they can go to our webpage, OperationHopeUSA.org. They can come to the banquet. Tickets are limited, but there's still some tickets available. And they can call 806-793-4673, and they can ask for tickets, and or go on a webpage, and they'll have enough information what we are doing, where we are doing, and at what time we are doing things.
All right. Dr. John Thomas, appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much, Chad.